Yeah, 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 yeah. I can't explain it. I can't explain it.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't explain it.
I just gotta talk about this a little bit, you know.
With you,
We've been through a lot,
I can't explain it.
and I really.
Trill Will Gold Grill, what's happening?
What's good, man?
You got us down here in Miami, South Beach.
Yeah.
Tell us what that's about.
Man, it's about a lot, man, for to make it happen, man.
Yeah, why South Beach?
Man, where it's at.
Okay.
Beautiful weather, beautiful females, man, a life.
Okay, so you gonna debut your single, I Can't Explain?
Right. Can't explain it, man. You just can't explain it, man. Like the song self, you know, self-explanatory. If you know, you look down deep in it, but it's a metaphorical song, man. But it is what it is.
Okay, what you got coming up, man?
Got a lot of things coming up. Got the Thirst Reloaded. You already know, man. Producer Bankroll did it. And the Sippy and T, man. You know, making it happen, man.
And what kind of features do you got on that Thirst?
Well, you know, I just want to keep it surprise, you know, to everybody, you know, the fans and things like that. Just, you know, when you get it, and you find out about it then, you know what I'm saying? You find out about it then.
Okay. The single Thirsty, you had Rashida from Love and Hip Hop on there.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
How did that do in the streets?
Yeah, it did good. You know, a lot of people loved it, you know, especially the females. They really loved it, you know. Got some guys they loved, you know, liked it, stuff like that. But everybody, they liked it and they were feeling, you know, they were running with it.
Okay. We see that you got over 20 to 30,000 hand-to-hand copies in the streets right now.
Correct.
Okay. We see the hustle is strong.
Right.
You know, we see that you're trying to put a mark on the game.
Correct.
Explain to me exactly where you're going with Sippy and T.
Man, there's no limitation. Going far as we can take it. So, just the vision. It's a vision, you know, and taking it real far, man.
Okay, I checked out your website, man. Salute on that website. You know, we was checking out your bio, man. Tell us a little bit about Trill Will, man.
Basically, man, Trill Will, man, just a humble dude, you know. First off, I'm a humble dude, you know. I'm from, you know, I was born in Mississippi, but, you know, I was raised, you know, young childhood years in San Diego, California, where my whole mentality at, you know, that environment and that street, you know, mentality, mind, and things like that. It just, you know, it kept me real sharp, you know, just about life and things in life. I experienced, and then I eventually, you know, moved back to Mississippi, where I really, you know, in my older years and just, you know, got adapted to that life.
And you're not signed to any major label, correct?
Correct.
Everything is independent.
Independent.
Out of your own pockets.
Out of my own pocket. Ain't got nobody helping me, ain't got nobody bagging me. You know, it's Sippy and T, man. That's what it is. You know, we self-made, man, self-paid, you know. We getting it out the mud, man, we getting it.
So you as an independent artist, Trill Will, of course you never had any major record deal where nobody just dropped that cash in front of you.
Right.
You know, what kind of inspiration do you think that you're putting with the young generation coming up, being that, you know, your stomping grounds are at Memphis, Tennessee most of the time?
Mm-hmm.
When you see a lot of guys out of Memphis that's doing music, and a lot of guys out of Memphis that are made it out of Memphis, you know, what kind of words you got for the guys that's trying to grind, that really don't have a lot of money when they start in this type of business?
First, you gotta be a passion for you want to do this. You gotta have a passion for it. But first, you need to have a business plan. You gotta put a business plan together. A vision. You gotta have a vision. And knowing, you know, and you gotta be different and dare to be different. You gotta go willing to do what other people not willing to do. That's what you gotta do. And like I tell the younger cats, man, you know, if you really want to do this, you gonna find a way. If you ain't trying to do it, you gonna find an excuse. So time will tell, you know. But other than that, man, you just strategy. You gotta be willing to, when you fail, but no, okay, you You can't do that same mistake no more. Because it's insanity to keep doing the same thing over and over. It's not working.
Okay. And from your experience, which I already know, probably know the answer to this, did it take a lot of money to get to where you at now?
Yeah, it took some money, you know what I'm saying? It took, yeah, I can say that, you know, it's gonna take dough to make bread. That's anything you trying to, yeah, whatever you trying to invest in, it's gonna take money. So, you know, if you, that's like I said, you gotta want to do this. Willing to invest your last or whatever you got. You're gonna have to sacrifice. It's not gonna be easy. It's not finna be game. Nobody's gonna hand you silver, gold, platter, whatever here. Okay, go your plate. It ain't gonna be that. So you gotta be willing to, you know, give your ends and give your last or whatever it takes to get to where you wanna be. You know?
Who are some of your inspirations? You know, so some people that you think that you can say, well, you know what? Trill will look up to those guys.
Well, to be honest with you, you know, it's just like me, just a life, and just where I come from, you know, just the life that I experienced, you know, when I'm coming from, I actually, you know, was in the street life and surrounded by my peers that, you know, had that hustle mentality. So, you know, that's basically like I got the inspiration from it, just to go get it, just program to wake up and look, you're gonna get it, make it happen. By any means necessary.
Sippy and T, do you have any artists that you plan on signing, or are you just right now?
Right now, you know, we got some upcoming, but you know, we got like a lot of, you know, things in the play with that. But mainly right now, we want to open up the doors with this Trill Will project. So then when we open this up, we can easily take the next artist and take him and bring him along and put him up there where he need to be.
Right. So the Trill Will movement is right now.
Right now, until we get the doors that need to be open. When we get them doors open, we can easily take the next artist and take them and put them right there, because, you know, we don't want to just put somebody out there and leave them out there to hang out on no drive there. You know, we really want to take him to the level that he want to go.
Okay.
He really want to do.
Yeah, because you see a lot of artists these days, they get a hit single, they make $1 million, and they want to start their own label and start signing other artists. And you see a lot of bad blood with that. What is your take on that?
Like I said, you gotta know the game. You gotta study the game. How you gotta look at it this like this right here. How you gonna play a game and not know the rules? You gotta look at it just like that. How you gonna play chess? The only thing you know how to do is just make a jump. Not knowing, you know, you can't make that move. Once you know the rules, you know how to go by playing them. So you gotta know the basics. You can't have someone build you up and kick you from under your, you know, kick your legs from under and you fall down. So that's what's going on like that. They let someone else build them up and not knowing the knowledge, because we perish because of lack of knowledge. And knowledge is power. So with that being said, you gotta know. You gotta study the game.
Right.
If you really want to be in it. If you want to survive.
I agree with that. Your music. Back on your music, man. You know, we heard some nice records on there, man. Who are some of those producers you got that's working those records?
Man, my in-house producer, man, #1 producer, Bankroll did.
Okay.
You know, he cold, man. You know, the boy cold, man. Especially like on that Thirst Reloaded. Man. Real hot stuff.
I mean, I listen to your records over and over again. You know, I'm a big fan of yours, and the chemistry that you have with whoever the producer is, I feel like you guys got a great chemistry going on.
Correct.
You know, it's kind of like almost Snoop and Drake.
Correct.
You know, it's that chemistry, man. I want you guys to keep pushing those records, man.
Correct.
You know, what is your take on? Again, you see these producers that's coming up and they linking up with guys. You got guys like Jeezy, who had Shorty Red, the guy that's, I think is from close to your area, Lil Lodi.
Right.
You know, he has these young producers, and what is your take as far as, you know, your producer and where you think they stand with those records? Because a lot of times, you know, it's like the chemistry, even though a person has skills as far as their record, you know, of course everybody, you know, think they can rap and you have lyrics, but Do you think that those producers play a big part of those records?
Correct. You know, it's all, like you said, it's about the chemistry, it's about relationship, you can put it. It's like, if you have a relationship with someone, you know, you can grow, you can express yourself better than versus someone you just met off the street.
Right.
You don't know.
Right.
You know?
You don't really know the person, and that's how you guys falling out. And
Right. And if you knowing that person, y'all are bank off each other. Y'all will bounce off each other, and you know, you got that chemistry. Y'all become thinking alike. Y'all become thinking alike, and you know, so forth.
Okay. What do you see Sip ENT in the next year? By next year, what do you think? Like, what is your goal by next year as far as Sip ENT? Because we see your movement. Like, you know, we see your movement, and I mean, that's why we asked to interview you. You know, and we appreciate you. You know, we down here in South Beach, Miami. You know, we flew out here to get a glimpse of the video you shooting. Can't explain.
Right.
What is Trill Will's goal by next year as far as Sip ENT, the whole company as a whole?
The whole company as a whole. My vision, my perception, this whole Sip ENT is that I stand for unity. Of course, like I say, I want to open up doors that's not been opened, channels that haven't been touched. I wanted to get the respect, everything that need to be did for this. We already have distribution. We got like online distribution and hand-to-hand distribution and all type of distribution, but we just mainly, you know, take it to that next level, that next channel that hasn't been touched. We wanna, like the majors, we wanna have that mind frame. Major without a major deal, mind frame. So that's basically what we wanna do with the Sip ENT brand, is take it to the extreme, to another status.
Okay, cool. That sounds like a plan, man. Hey, we rocking with you, Trill Will, man. You know, and I, like you said, your guys' goal is to focus more on the Trill Will brand and the movement.
Yes. Now.
And you know, you see a lot, like we said before, you see a lot of guys that signing people that don't really know people. What is your plans on when you do sign an artist? Like, is it gonna be more of like a home base, or are you gonna reach out to other artists that you feel like have what it takes to make it on your label?
Right. Potential. Someone that's as serious as I'm serious. Because if you're not serious about yourself, then I'm not serious about you.
That's understandable.
And that's on that tape right there. But for others, like, it don't matter where you from. It's about, like I said, the unity and things like that. But we want to push that artist as hard as he want to get pushed. It's like, I'm getting pushed, we want to push that artist and make sure he go far. The thing that I don't like seeing a lot of other people that sign their artists, if they don't push them like they push themselves. I want to push you, or the artist, as far as I get pushed.
Now, my question is, when you say people that don't push artists like they push themselves, do you think sometimes it's a lack that the artist that has been signed is not pushing itself enough?
That's correct. In cases, yes, there are. In cases, there are.
Okay. Trill Will, we're gonna throw you a left field on this one, brother. It's not right if we don't ask you this. The Drake and Meek Mill situation. What is your take on that, man?
Man.
Being a lyricist, you know.
I'm just gonna be honest. You know, I feel like Drake brothers on the take that Drake, you know, he did his thing on there. You know, he did his thing. He came, you know, he was ready for the war. I say the fight in him. I feel like Meek it wasn't just too much concern to him. He might have been busy, might have been doing other things. He had some things going, so he didn't participate, too much with that.
And with your records, listening to your records over and over again, you don't hear Trill Will talking about beef. As far as beef, do you think beef is necessary for hip hop? Do you think it's part of hip hop? And do you think that sometimes you need those beef for hip hop to be what it is?
I say it shows a history of, that beef, you should call it. It shows that like competitive, because to be honest with you, it's a competitive sport like boxing. You're trying to win. That's what you're trying to do. So competition is being whether you're good, competitive, or bad. That's what it's based on, and that's what get people hyped. That's what get people, staying tuned to everything that's going. It's him beef with him, and they battling each other out. That's what people love to see.
Cool. Trill Will Gold Grill, Miami, South Beach. Can't Explain video shoot, and video will be on the way for the hot single. Who produced that?
Bankroll
did it. Already. Tell us something about Trill Will, man. Where can they find you at, brother?
Man, to be honest with you, man, I be on the road. Enjoy the time, man. I'm out there constantly doing promo, man, handling business. I'm out there trying to get it, man. I be, in the streets. You might run into me, might bump into me. Holler at me, man.
How can they get those records and that album you got out there? They're thirsty for the paper.
Man, iTunes, Amazon, man, Target, online. Man, you can go to listen to the Pandora radio station, iHeart radio station. Just Google me.
And type in Trill Will Gold Grill.
Trill Will Gold Grill. That's my name.
That's what's up, brother. Hey, we appreciate you, man, for your time, Trill Will. We appreciate you for the hospitality, South Beach, Miami.
Oh yeah.
You keep doing your thing, brother. Anybody you want to shout out before we get out of here?
Yeah, man. I want to shout out to I want to give a big shout out, man, to my mother, man. She's down and sick right now, but we're praying and she's gonna get better.
Blessings to your fam. Blessings.
Gonna get better, man. And just God and things, and just man, shout out to Bankroll did it, man. He been down, staying down, man, and making big things happen, man. And all the guys and all the man, I want to shout out to all my fans out there, man. They've been supporting me since day one, been on Trill Will Gold Grill, man. I think y'all been keeping me motivated, and I want to give a very big shout out to all my haters out there, because y'all been keeping me motivated, keeping that fire burning, man. That's what I live off. The more y'all hate, that's the more flames I get extreme. So listen, y'all just stay tuned. Big things on the way. Thirsting for the paper, reload. Gonna be in your ear, everywhere.
And that single, that Thirsty featuring Rashida, that's out there in the streets heavy.
Oh yeah.
They can get that on iTunes and Google and
iTunes, Google Play. Like I said, all that.
You guys thinking about shooting a video for that?
Oh yeah, most definitely. It's gonna get to it, when I get around. But right now I'm just basically, building what we have. The Sippy&T and the Trill Will Gold Grill brand and all those type of things right there, but we're gonna get to that, and we just it's major things coming, man. We're not stopping. We're doing major things, and we'll continue to keep doing major things. It's
already
gonna get better and better and better, just like your favorite TV show.
Already. Trill Will Gold Grill live from South Beach, Miami, Florida. We're gonna holler at you, Trill.
That's it. I know.
Yeah.